This is RTP. This is RTP180.
All right, thank you, everyone. I'm going to take a different approach and talk about first what's happening globally, and then we'll talk about what's happening here in the Triangle. So as you probably know, there's a lot happening on a global scale, and there's much more migration now than there has been ever in our past. And that's happening for a number of reasons, and in a number of countries. You've probably heard recently about migrant caravans coming from Latin America. You've also heard about the crisis in Syria and probably ethnic cleansing in Myanmar. And all of these are leading to populations of asylum seekers and refugees. There are probably some things you haven't heard about, like longer standing conflicts in Sudan and South Sudan, as well as in the Democratic Republic of Congo and Somalia. Lots of countries are in turmoil right now due to politics, civil war, and sometimes even natural disasters. Currently, there are over 68.5 million people who have been forcibly displaced worldwide. Of that population, over 3 million are asylum seekers. So that caravan you heard about coming from Latin America, those are asylum seekers. And we have over 25 million refugees in the world. And something that you may not have known is only 0.1% of the refugee population gets resettled into a new country like the United States. We also have other people coming into the US that aren't refugees. They aren't asylum seekers. They're coming to the US for economic opportunity, educational opportunities that our nation has. And I think North Carolina is a great place for them to come to. We have a lot of excellent resources, and refugees and immigrants enrich our state of North Carolina greatly. Asian-owned and Latino-owned businesses in North Carolina contribute over $10 billion to our state's economy. They also have a purchasing power of over $20 billion. Foreign students in North Carolina, totaling over 12,000 students, contribute more than $293 million to our state's economy. And I know that you've probably heard this in the news that unskilled, uneducated immigrants are coming to the US and they're taking our jobs, whatever you've heard. That doesn't necessarily ring true, especially here in North Carolina, where almost 40% of the foreign-born adults that are here have a bachelor's degree or higher. So what does that look like here in the Triangle? Well, I work for US Committee for Refugees and Immigrants, and typically we resettle about 300 refugees each year, and we've been doing this since 2006. There are 3 other refugee resettlement agencies here in the Triangle, so with numbers like that, you can imagine about 1,200 refugees coming to the Triangle every year. We also serve unaccompanied minor children with case management services, mental health services, and we provide legal services to refugees and immigrants in the Triangle and throughout the state of North Carolina. So you might have heard in my bio that I'm from Central Illinois, population 1,400 town. Everyone looked the same there, so I'm really happy to be in a place where we're not all the same. I think diversity brings a wealth, just a richness to life, really. And I'm always surprised to see statistics like this. This is specifically for the Triangle. But about 16% of people speak some other language other than English at their house. And to me, that's really interesting, with a majority of that being Spanish. Race and ethnicity in the Triangle is kind of as you'd expect, with a majority being white, but with other races and ethnicities also having a good population here. and birthplace. I know that a lot of people in this room aren't from here because that's just what the triangle represents these days. But about 12% of the population in the triangle is foreign-born, with a majority of them being from Latin America, followed closely by Asia. So I really do think that everyone from all different places coming together really creates a richness, and it makes way for innovation that I don't think we'd have in the triangle if we didn't have all the people that are here now and those that will come in the future. Thank you.